Mic check 1 2 1 2. It's your boy Ron Williams. I'm back. I've been away for a long time, doing some stuff, doing some other things. Y'all know the name of this show. It's called Unsigned Hype. But tonight is a special Unsigned Hype. We have the legendary Shubee from the
Almighty
Crash Crew. Excuse me, getting tongue twisted up there. Also in the building, we got Doug Wilson. We're gonna be talking to him later with his partners. They actually are started it's what you call rarehiphop.com, which we're gonna get into that later. We're gonna ask them all type of questions of, why they started it, what made them start it, Question is, y'all know how I do. So right now, I want my guests to introduce themselves.
Name is MC La Shubee, the Crash Crew, hip hop pioneers, one of the originators from Harlem, USA.
Okay, this is Doug Wilson here, representing RealHipHop.com, and here in the basement with my man DJ Chop on G-Scope. So let's go.
All right. Doug Wilson, RareHipHop.com, Crash Crew,
No doubt.
legendary Shubee.
No doubt.
Now I don't even know where I want to start at, man, because it's just like sitting right in front of me is so much history where I just got briefed by my partner, John Boogie Grant, about the Crash Crew, because I'm an old dude. Okay, y'all younger than me.
Yeah, right.
Y'all younger than me.
Right.
So but I guess we could start with Mr. Shubee, pioneer of the game.
No doubt.
I don't even know where to start, man. This is like
What
this
you
is
want to know?
this is big for me, man.
I've done the game for 36 years.
36 years. That's my born. My I'm 36. So you was doing it when I was in the womb, swimming.
I was doing it at 12.
Wow. Starting in the city?
Started in Harlem, USA, 135th Street and 5th Avenue.
Really?
Where the birthplace of Crash Crew, we let out Dougie Fresh,
Uh-huh.
Rob Bass,
Rob
came out
Bass.
to Lincoln. Yeah, they came from us, because Crash Crew, Mike and Dave, we was in Lincoln Projects back in the early 80s.
Okay.
Dougie Fresh, Rob Bass, and they all came from what we was doing there, because we was in the park playing, sticking the plugs to the light posts.
To the light poles, getting
There
electricity.
you go.
Okay. Now, who was the members in the crew?
The members of the crew the Crash Crew was Mike C,
Mm-hmm.
Reggie Reg, G-Man, Barry Bistro, and the DJ that passed away, DJ Dial C Money.
Okay. So it was 5 of y'all. So y'all was
5 MCs
just
and 1 DJ.
and one DJ.
Mhm.
And just give the audience some of your songs that
Well, we did, our first song was called High Power Rap,
high power rap.
and it was off a song called Freedom.
Okay.
And it was like our theme song was you walking down the street with your box in your hand. And a group over here,
Mm-hmm.
where we eventually land up on Sugar Hill labels, Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five used the same song we used.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And we did it first, but since Sugar Hill with Miss Robinson over here on the Jersey side, they took the record, because we made records back in the days out of the back of the car.
Okay.
So
So down in the basement
Yeah,
type
we
situations.
we was one of the originals in the basement.
Okay.
We was down with this group called Mike and Dave. Mike and Dave was like Slash producers, manager,
Mm-hmm.
and Mike had worked in a record studio.
Right.
Well, not really a studio, but it was a studio that did commercials.
Okay.
So he took the young rappers, we was like, 13, And he took us in there and he took the record Freedom that we had with us, and he said, let's just make this record. The
Okay.
next thing you know, High Power Rap became a phenomenon. And, you know, from there we dropped, we went to Sugar Hill, and we dropped a record called Breaking Bells.
Breaking Bells.
And then we did another record after that was called On the Radio, Crashes Rocking on Your
the
Radio.
I remember
Yeah,
that one.
so we did that with Sugar Hill. We did We Are Known as MCs. And it kind of like inspired a lot of rappers, you know, because like Breaking Bells,
Mm-hmm.
LL Cool J came up to us when he dropped his On the Radio.
Right.
Got that from us.
Okay.
He said, man, I like the one y'all did, and y'all like my idols. So he said, okay, I'm going to make this album, and I'm going to use some joints just like y'all guys. So he made this one called The Radio and The Bells.
Okay,
and
rock,
Crash Crew first songs
rock,
were
rock the bells.
The Bells.
Rock the bells and Can't
And
Live Without My Radio.
And then Crash Crew.
Nice.
You know,
Nice.
and
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was, you know, it was like, I mean, we was kind of on it back then, you know, to hear like the younger cats coming up,
Giving due respect.
giving us the respect like that. You know, it was like, really, you know, I mean, it was like a fun-filled thing. But we've been in the game for a long time, you know, true pioneers of hip hop, which we don't get the credit that's due to us.
No, I was just about to ask you that. You mentioned that you was on Sugar Hill.
Yeah.
Now, was y'all there when the Sugar Hill Gang was formed, or
Now,
did they come way after you guys?
No, we came way after them. See,
Really?
we came to Sugar Hill. Sugar Hill was already established.
Okay.
So, and we were from the city. We was like 13.
So
And
Rapper's Delight is
Rap-
already out.
yeah, it was already out.
Okay.
It was already out, and we was already playing in the city. You know, like the streets. You know,
Right.
and people heard about us.
Right.
And we had the high power rap that was only heard in the city.
Okay.
And then underground DJs played us. So
Right.
Miss Robinson and Mr. Robinson them heard about us, and they wanted to sign us to do high power rap with them.
Okay.
But since they didn't find us, they found Furious Five, Grandmaster Flash, Melly Mel,
Right.
Creole, and the crew.
Okay.
So when they did catch up with us, they invited us over to Sugar Hill, which was down the street here.
Right. Right.
And they brought us in the studio, and
Legendary.
and we saw them BMWs they had parked. You know, and we kids from the projects, we
Right.
couldn't understand it.
Right.
And we met, you know, Wonder Mike, Hank, and them, and everybody that was on the label. And next thing I know, about 3 weeks later, we was like signing a piece of paper. Next thing, we was making records for them.
Okay.
You know.
Okay. So that I take it that was a good experience, or
It was a questionable experience because we had left one label
mm-hmm.
that didn't do what they were supposed to do. You know, I mean, we
Right.
kind of like grew up with them,
Right.
but we was the young kids, and they took advantage of the young kids because we had no contract.
Okay.
So, you know, when they made the records, they got paid and we didn't.
Wow.
So they went certified gold underground, and we never saw a dollar.
You never saw no
you
paper.
know? Yeah. And then we wound up coming over here, and we got the same scenario.
Mm.
You know, and Sugar Hill, I got nothing, you know, bad against them, but every rap group that came from the city that came to Sugar Hill, they kind of like did the same thing.
Same thing.
Same thing. You know?
Wow.
See, before there was Def Jams,
Right.
it was Sugar Hill.
Sugar Hill.
Hill had all the rappers. Anybody
Okay.
that made a rap record that was hot, he was on Sugar Hill.
On Sugar Hill.
Yeah.
So Sugar Hill was a Def Jam back.
Yeah, before
back then.
Def Jam, it was Sugar Hill. Sugar Hill had Treacherous 3, Furious 5. They had Fearless 4, Funky 4. They even had the Fearless 4 at one time.
Mm.
So every rap group that was coming out of New York, they had a hand on it.
Mm.
Spoonie G.
Spoonie G.
Everybody that came across it. You was in New York under Enjoy, Bobby Robinson. But then after that, Sugar Hill came along, you know, and promised you the world. And we was on a label, but we didn't get the world,
Mm.
you know. And
Okay. Wow.
yeah,
Mouth
Deep.
full right there.
Yeah.
You know what? We're gonna go to break. What we're gonna do? We're gonna get into some of y'all songs,
no doubt. No
and
doubt,
once we come back, we'll continue
no doubt.
continue on.
Anybody got any questions? Tell them to come with it.
Okay. You're listening to GS Table Setters Radio unsigned in the dungeon today. We got
We don't wanna be left behind. All we wanna do is just blow your mind.
Right here,
just
GS
one
Radio.
more time.
And you say New York City right about now. To the sound you hear, just to your ear, you have no fear. The Mix Master Mike, Disco Dave, the amazing crash crew is here. Backed by popular demand and shot to motherland. Giving you more than what you bargained for. In your mind, bringing you the baddest jams we can find.
We are here to tell the world just who we are. Shocking females, cause we are superstars. Let me tell you, the bass in your face, the highs in your eyes, so make your nature rise. Cause we are the crash crew, and we rock till you can't survive.
So it's Friday the 3rd, when we heard the word, Mike and Dave was taking over the town.
And now the happy people
Was dancing to the beat of the vicious crash crew sound.
with 2 DJs, 6 MCs.
We rock the house so viciously. And I'm the R, the E, double G-I-E. Be the highest degree and the woman's key. Satisfy your needs and curiosity.
Well, I'm the B-S-F-T-R-O. So I came here to rock, I came here to roll. Wouldn't touch the whack, or with a 10-foot pole.
Cause I'm the L to the A, the S-H-U, to the B-E-E. I'm lost Shubee, because I float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. They talk about me over cups of tea.
Well, I'm the M to the I, the K-E-C. Because I rock the mic with tranquility. And with the pulse of the 5, not for MC. Cause I am the only E-K Mike C.
And I'm the G-double-E, the M-A-N. And I want you young ladies just to understand that I'm spreading my loving from land to land. Doing it all with my master plan. And I come to you in the radio wave. I rock the house cause I can't behave. All the females on the rock just praise and crave. I go by the name of a Disco Dave.
So don't quit the beat quitting, stop the beat stopping. Come on down, see, just keep on rocking. We'll keep on rocking.
So run to the front to peep us out. We be rocking the house, say without a doubt. We ride around town in slick hot rods with the newest sensation, sense hard and soft. But Reggie
It's
Reds,
better for your head.
Larry Bistro.
It's better for your head. Shubee. It's better for your head.
Iggy Mike
It's
C,
better for your head.
Melody Man.
It's better for your head.
Disco Dave.
It's better for your head. Mix Master Mike. It's better for your head.
so if you got 19 on the go,
Somebody say ho, ho.
you don't stop. Cause I'm super cool and got a high potential. Necessary element and essential. Rocking the house with the greatest of ease. We bringing young ladies down to the knees. So come in the door, we'll make you dance. Soon you'll be a victim of circumstance. You find your feet in a disco trance. And when you think of escape, there is no chance. The beat holds you tight when we're on the mic. Cause I'm MC Reggie Reds and I'm out of sight to be stroll. I'm on mellow. What it look like when you're on the mic? Tell a sucker MCs don't bite.
Well, I'm the one that kind and I feel real fine. You see, I rock young ladies most anytime. And I may sound conceited, but I tell you what, I got a bunch of girls that trying to bust my nut. I want all of y'all to understand what Barry Bistro is the maid's land. I want all of y'all to shout it out and what Barry Bistro is all about. Because A is the apple, J is the jack. If you don't get down, you must be whack. Put the needle to the groove to make you move. You put the bass in the face to rock this place. Put the highs in your eyes to make the nature rise. So come on, y'all,
Let's do it.
Shubee, I'm mellow, my man, to turn on your mic, but then you rock, yeah, like I know you can.
You know that because I got like that young lady. Cause I'm sure they like when I'm on the mic. I'm guaranteed to rock the house all night until it's from the MCs. Don't you fight. Sit up, took the munch from Captain Crunch. From Muhammad Ali, the knockout punch. Told Leon Spink to brush your teeth. I told the Eminem man to Jackson 2 feet. I helped them move Moses to build the cars to make the rock the shit that to reach the stars. Said now you know, and now you see why I go by the name MC Shubee to Mike C.
Yeah.
My mellow.
Wow.
What it look like when you're on the mic?
When I was born with the name that was so damn fly, you see the fly girls could never pass it by. I was born with the walk that was so unique, plus the fly boys girls. Whenever I speak, I was born with class and I was born with style. I was made with the rap that's worth the rock. You see the E is for every chance I get to rock to the rhythm so you won't forget. You see the K for the knowledge of the galaxy. Cause everybody knows girls. Cause everybody knows EK by C. You see, I got my rhyme and you got your own. Come on, sweet man, get on the microphone.
Cause I think females are all the same. They all get slick and to play the game. But listen here, I got something for you. And this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna rock it. And don't stop it, cause the party has begun. So come on, females, get on the dance floor. Let the fellas have some fun. Cause I'm here tonight to rock the mic. So please understand that it's DJ Dial C and the Melody Man. And when I'm on the mic, I'm sheer delight. And I'm the women's pride and joy. And for the sucker MCs to get in the way, it's them I do destroy. Cause I'm the super duper loop-de-looper #1 MC spender. And if you mess with me, I'm sure you agree that I am no beginner. So disco, I'm my mellow, it's on you, so what you gonna do?
Well, girls, it's girls I can't ignore. I like them sweet and kind, intelligent and fine. It's them I do adore. With class and style, I make it worth the while when I take one on a day. Any race or creed is fine with me. You see, I don't discriminate. Yes, girls, that can improve any man's life. You put your mind at ease and fulfill your need when you take one for your wife. At the wave of your hands and follow your commands, doing what you tell them to. Under pressure and stress, they'll perform their best, just as long as you are true. You see, you must understand to be a ladies' man, you treat them with grace and pride. Go hand in hand to be a gentleman, and they'll always be by your side. Well, girls, you shout and clap your hands, because my mellow on the mic I know you like, and they call him G-Man.
Cause you walking down the street with your box in your hand, and you playing the music of the Poison Clan. And you walking the pavement of the Sun-Dry Street, and you snapping your fingers to the show shop beat, and then you hear G-Man on your radio rapping. Your feet start to dancing and your hands start to clapping. So you say to your friend that he's really good. I'm gonna tape his show and rock the whole neighborhood. So you tape the show and it sounds so very nice. So you sell it down the block for a very high price. Now the whole damn block is trying to sound like me, but I'm the original and not a duplicated copy. So a buzzy buzz,
My mellow, my man, LSD, my mellow, my man, Mace G, my mellow, my man, TC, my mellow, my man, 45, my mellow, my man, Debbie Deb, rocks the house.
Once again, y'all listening to Unsigned Hype. Ron Williams, I'm getting a lesson here, man. There's always a show behind the show. I got the legendary Crash Crew member, Shubee in here, Doug Wilson, RareHipHop.com in here. Big night for me, big night. Now, Shubee, that record. Tell a story about that record, man.
This record we did, this was our first record.
Very first record.
Very first record. We took this record when our DJ Dial C, rest in peace, C Money, he had this record called Freedom. And it was called Get Up and Dance. So everybody used to, rock to in the party. We was underage, so we never really heard it, but he brought it to us.
Right.
So we was down with this group called Mike and Dave.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Thomas worked in a recording studio, not an official studio.
Right.
It was just one that made commercials.
Okay.
So one day he said, well, y'all guys are talented. Let's see what we could do with this. Let's just do this for fun.
Right.
So we got on the train, all 8 of us.
Okay.
Took the train down to his job. We had the record, no practice, no rehearsals. We went in there. We made up some of the routines on the train going there. So we had nothing else to do for 20 minutes on the number 3 train down to 72nd Street.
Mm-hmm.
So on the way there, we start making the routines for the song. Me personally, I never wrote a rhyme, so I made the rhyme up on the way there.
Really? So it was off the top.
It was off the top of the head. Every song I ever made for Sugar Hill or any record that I made or freestyling that I did was from the head.
Okay.
So I fed off of the rap in front of me.
Right.
So if you was a rapper in front of me and I heard your rhyme,
Mm-hmm.
I thought up in my head, well, I gotta make one a little better or close to it to
Right.
make the people, kind of
Wow.
like hop to it.
Wow.
So I was prepared. So when we
Okay.
went in there, we had nothing but a record and a turntable.
Mm-hmm.
And 5 MCs laid down 16 bars each.
Raw.
Raw. One take.
No studio.
No, we was in the studio no more than a half an hour. So when we got in the studio for one half an hour, we didn't do like most rappers, do now, which is good. You spend 2 days in the studio or all night sessions. We only had a half an hour to get it done because his boss was coming and he didn't want to see us kids up in there, messing with the equipment. So we laid down the track, and next thing we know, Mike processed the record. We never heard about it. You could take it to a printing press and have the record made.
Right.
Sold it out the back of the truck for the back of his car for $2. And next thing we know, the radio stations got wind of it. Red Alert, Molly Marr,
Red alert.
Mr.
Molly
Magic, they started playing it.
Rest in peace, Mr. Magic.
And next thing you know, everybody was feeling it. So it was like, technically the record didn't cost them no more than $50 to make.
$50.
$50.
And it was just done off of let's see what y'all can do.
See what we could do.
Now, behind the scenes, you was telling me that once you guys got to Sugar Hill, then they just like revised it.
Right. When we got to Sugar Hill, they changed our style. I mean, our rapping stayed the same, but they wanted us to be kind of like uniform.
Mm-hmm.
So we used to sing on records, when we did our little practice, we had our little songs. We made up little chants that we get the people in the park jumping and screaming.
Right.
When we got to Sugar Hill, they taught us to do 4-part harmony.
Okay.
So when we started doing records like, Hey Y'all, Crash is Rocking on the radio,
Mm-hmm.
and then when you hear us singing on it, it was us singing. We did 4-part harmony. They brought in a vocal coach, and they taught us how to sing it like it's supposed to be, because we did street singing.
Right.
You get 5 guys on the corner and just let them use whatever talent they got.
Right.
Sugar Hill refined it, and we did the hip hop version.
Okay.
And then from there, we kind of like, made our song, because we basically would take a record, listen to it. The 5 of us would sit down and write the song. And from hearing the record would be the song that you would hear. People are like, well, how'd you do that? Well, we sat down, we listened to a song, we practiced it. We went to Sugar Hill Studios and we laid down the harmonies, drum beats,
Right.
and we busted tune out.
No. Okay. So that was really different from y'all then, from just coming from
Yeah, it
just
was
a straight raw
Yeah,
off the
it was different from coming from the street.
Right.
How somebody would say or say around. Because we used to battle each other when we was like 10, 11, 12, 13. We used to battle each other.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of snapping on each other, we used to battle. Because
Yeah.
we heard of groups in the Bronx, because we was from Harlem.
Right.
So we heard of like Grandmaster Flash,
Okay.
Grand Wizard Theodore,
Right.
Cold Crush. So we heard they tapes. We was like, man, these guys is good. So one time we took our youth corps money and went to one of their parties. And we couldn't get in, but the guy let us in. He was like,
Right.
yo, y'all underage. But he took our little $6 anyway and said, come on in. And then we saw groups like Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five.
Really.
And they was playing music on a beatbox. Flash
Okay.
is on the beatbox, going. We was like, whoa, these guys is hot.
Right.
And they had trench coats on. And back then they had something called an echo chamber,
Right.
where you would say something and your voice would reverberate out to a
Mhm.
long distance. We was like, man, this is hot. And they had the first Gerard's turntables.
Okay.
Before they was the SB20s and all that good stuff.
Uh.
So we heard it. We got back on the train, came back to Harlem, went up Mike and Dave's house. We practiced. And we said, if they could do it, man, we can do
We
it
can
too.
do it.
So we got our game together, and we fed off each other and took it to Sugar Hill. And then we just refined it, and just let the rap out. Because we've been in the game for a long time. We used to be in a candy store on 135th Street and Fifth Avenue.
Name the candy store, man.
It was called Jack and Jill's.
Okay.
Jack and Jill.
And everybody used to just come there after school
Mm-hmm.
to watch us practice. And the lady was able to sell candy because there was a lot of people coming in. And our DJ used to turn the turntable.
Right.
And people didn't know what MCs was. And we
Okay.
really didn't know from what we saw in the Bronx. So we used to pass the mic around to each other and say a rhyme like, yes, yes, y'all, to the beat, y'all. And then from there, we started telling stories.
Okay.
And then we started to harness our craft because we were the original Poison Clan
Okay.
before Wu-Tang.
Explain all of this.
See, because Crash Crew, it was like, back in the days, it was 18 members.
18 members of the
18
Crash
It was like
crew.
a whole crew. We all hung out together.
You
Okay.
told me the story.
See, we didn't
Explain the whole story.
see. We was like all young kids hanging out and stuff like that. 18 strong,
Okay.
right? Everybody wasn't rappers and MCs.
Right.
But when we got together for Mike and Dave, because they had built their own system, speakers, Mace Monsters, the show in Vegas,
Right.
they built their own.
Okay.
So we was the young kids carrying them.
Okay.
So from there, we learned, like, our DJ used to live across the street in this place called Riverton, where it was inexpensive to live in.
Right.
We was from the projects across the street where, low income kids came from. So he came and joined us, and he had records.
Okay.
So by him using the records and scratching, after school, we all went to the candy store, Jack and Jill's. And he turned the records, played the music, and we started MCing.
Mhm.
People came down to hear us, we 14, 15 young girls coming down to hear, whoa, these cats is hot.
Right.
So from there, we would go battle people.
Okay.
Like Love Bug, Starsky, like Drew Hamilton, them had their crew.
Right.
And they were professionals. These guys was good. Donald D and the crew, they were good.
Donald D.
So we
Okay.
was Mike and Dave.
Okay.
If you crossed 135th Street and Fifth Avenue,
Mm-hmm.
you had to deal with Crash Crew.
Okay.
Because Mike and Dave would come outside with their system. About 15 speakers that they built. Had the biggest system called the Mace Monsters, had the best system.
All right.
Like Mike Thomas was like a promoter. He was one of the original promoters back in the day.
Okay.
So, because he took all the local acts, like Treacherous, Fearless, Mastodon, the Deaf Committee.
Mm-hmm.
He took all of them and gave them places to do their stuff.
right.
Center parties that they used to charge $2 to get in.
Right.
Now it costs $30 to get in for a
Good.
party.
That's right.
$2 when we first started.
Wow.
And we had like 2 people used to come to our party because we wasn't that good. But after we got better,
then
center
they started
parties
coming.
got back. Yeah.
Now, before I forget the song that we heard, Jay-Z took a piece
He took a piece.
of the song,
Yes,
which
he
is
did.
Girls, Girls, Girls.
and made a record.
Right.
Right. And what he told us was that he couldn't find us. He thought we was passed away, which that wasn't true. So he found Biz Markie,
Right.
and Biz Markie said, yeah, Crash Crew so-and-so. And he did the record and we never knew about it.
Really. So y'all heard it once
we
it
heard
was
it
already
on the radio.
out.
And luckily for us, the DJs that was on Hot 97
Right.
came to our aid. And they told them, they said, these guys are still around.
Okay.
So they contacted us and got with us and gave us our props on the record.
Okay.
We didn't mind you using it. I mean, I have no
Right.
problem with nobody using a Crash Crew song.
Right.
But the problem was that people didn't give us the respect
The respect.
that we were supposed to get because we was from Harlem. See, the only groups that people knew in Harlem was Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde,
Okay.
which was the originals of Bad Boys. The guys that brought Bad Boys to you, they was Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. See, people don't know that. So we were back in
Bad Boys meaning, sorry to cut you off, but Puffy.
Puffy, Sean Puffy Combs,
Okay.
Rooftop Records.
Okay.
Andre Harrell.
Andre. Right.
Right.
Dr.
Andre-
Jekyll, Mr. Hyde.
That was
Okay.
Andre Harrell
Okay.
and his partner.
Okay.
and they started Rooftop Records,
Right.
which was, before Bad Boys,
Okay.
because that's where Puffy came from.
He was
'Cause
under the wing.
He was on the wing, because I remember we met Puffy when we was going to this BMCC, Manhattan Community College, where they was doing a show,
Right.
and they had what's my man name, Heavy D in them,
Okay.
and they had an incident where somebody died. Puffy used to give out flyers when we knew him.
Street team.
Street team. He was a break dancer when we knew him. Say before he blew up.
Right. So he paid his dues.
Yeah, he paid it just like
Just like everybody else.
Everybody in the game. It's the only problem that we have, Crash Crew,
Right.
is that we didn't go out there, and kind of like suck up to everybody. That's why people don't give us the respect.
Okay.
We made a lot of songs that rappers used.
Right.
And that rappers said, well, if it wasn't for y'all, we wouldn't be here.
Right.
But then when people write articles in magazines and books, you never hear Crash Crew.
Never Crash Crew.
But then you ask about the rap groups that was harmonizing, we one of those.
Right.
We was one of the pioneers.
Okay.
So you got to dig deep to
Right.
find out,
Right. Do your
Crash-
history. Do your
Yeah,
history.
that's the problem. See, people don't get to do the history fully. They
Right.
get the skim version. Until you talk to a true pioneer who did 36 years in the game,
Right.
then you know. Who
Okay.
actually was on the ground floor. Well, we wasn't on the ground because there was Kool Herc and all those in the Bronx that came before us.
Right.
See, we was like, say, 8 years later.
Okay.
We
Okay.
was the Manhattan versions after Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde,
Okay.
who had the first hit coming out of Harlem.
All
They were
right.
the first ones with the hit. But
Okay.
after that, it was Spoonie G and the Crash Crew and all the rest that,
Spoonie G.
Spoonie G, Treacherous 3, Fearless 4, Dawn Death Committee. Oh man, we was rocking, but we didn't get the props. And we
Okay.
still don't.
Right. Right. But this is the base of rap.
Yeah, this is the foundation.
Foundation.
When people say that, y'all are pioneers, yeah,
Mhm.
we were true pioneers. We were there when, like I said earlier, we were there when we stuck plugs into the lampposts
Right.
outside of a building to generate power. To have the music playing. We was one of the guys back in early days that had our names on our chest. You know how you
Right.
had your name written on your shirt?
The iron
We
on.
was that, the iron on.
Right.
We was one of the cats that had the gold buckets, the bell buckles
Still got
that had,
mine.
and the leads before running them did it.
The leads.
We was
With the name
one-
with the name
names.
belt. Name
Yeah,
belts.
with the name belts.
Right.
Still
The
got it.
nylon
sir.
T-shirts.
Mm-hmm.
We was one of those who were rocking nylons and braids before cats ever thought about it.
Okay.
See, we did rap back in the days. It wasn't about me disrespecting you.
Right.
It's about how can I get that girl you with,
Right.
or how can I get the next girl come up the street. See, we
Okay.
use rap not for money.
Right.
We used it to get a girl. Like basketball players use the skills,
Mhm.
and everybody was attracted to them.
Right.
Well, we did it with rap that way.
That's
It
right.
wasn't about fight. We battle now. Oh man, we had legendary battles.
Mm.
Any MC would come into a party, you was on my ground. So we had to go round for round. Somebody in the crew had to represent,
Right.
and we battled we battled Treacherous back and forth all the time.
All the time.
Fearless all the time, because it was for domination. If we went in their block,
Right.
we had to take them on. They came in our block, they took us on.
Wow.
We went over to the Master Don and them. We went over to Love Buck Starsky and them, who was out way before us. They gave us props. I mean, it felt so good that when I first met Biggie Smalls,
Right.
he said, "Man, I like y'all music because I used to play y'all music when I was a little cat."
Right.
He said, "Man, my mother didn't let me, listen to this, and
Mhm.
well, I got outside and I heard all this rap, and man, y'all cats." And then when he met me, he's like, "Yo, so you Shubee?" Yeah,
Mm.
because everybody thought I was a 5%er, but I
Mhm.
wasn't. It was just a name that I picked out of a hat. It was a basketball player in the Bronx
Really.
that had a name that's a shoemaker, and he was good. And I said, Lie for Larry,
Right.
shoe, and everybody was a B back then. So I
Or
called
D.
it so I became La Shubee.
La Shubee. Wow.
You know, people laughed at it, but then once after a while they heard it, and then they heard me rap, and then they heard how good we became.
All right.
And everybody was a fan.
Wow. Another one. Another section that's just let me digest it. We're gonna get into another song. I'm gonna open up the phone lines 551-587-1674 if you want to talk, give your shout outs, talk to Shubee, talk to Doug Wilson. Doug Wilson, we're gonna get into with his story too, because he's actually the connection that made all this happen.
No doubt.
And they have this rare hiphop.com thing rolling on. So
It's in my blood.
let's get into the song, and we're gonna be right back. Unsigned Hype, Ron Williams.
Hey y'all, the crash is rocking on your radio. Don't quit to be quitting, stop to be stopping. Keep moving, just keep on rocking. It's music that's meant for your mind. It'll rock you each and every time. We're on the microphones rapping, sounds so good, your hands will start clapping. And when we finish rocking at the show, we'll be rocking on your radio. We go by the name of the Mighty Crash.
And we got a melody that's a sure enough smash.
This here is going down with a great big splash. Cause we're pulling all the tricks from out the stash.
Reggie Ray,
Bistro, G-Man,
Shubee.
and a brother by the name of EK Mike C. And don't you ever in your mind forget the fantasy.
This is the whole of the lot. DJ Down C.
We're rocking you down with a musical wave.
Oh, while the rhythm makes you all become beat slang.
It makes you follow and toe to the musical flow.
As we begin to rock you on the radio. Now that we got your attention, there's something that we should mention. There's something that you all should know. Reggie Ray's rocking on the radio.
Now we see the phone call from a reliable source, but he was talking too fast and I got lost. I asked him to explain what he was talking about. My man was too excited, he began to shout. I finally figured out what homeboy was saying.
You never guess what the radio's
I
playing.
turned my stereo on, and what do you know? Reggie Reg was rocking on your radio.
Bistro is rocking on the radio. I have powers that are only mine. I can make a blind man walk the straight line. I dated queens, I beat up kings. I had 20 gold chains and 5 gold rings. I stole the throne, I wore the crown. I can even bench press 300 pounds. His name is Bistro, you can call him a pro. 'Cause I'll be rocking on the radio. Mike C is rocking on the radio.
The well balance of my talents is a gift from God. The fine sense of thought, it shouldn't be made hard. Cause I'm a man that's strong, that's where I belong. You're guaranteed to get this if you tell me I'm wrong. Your mind is crunch as I take you to lunch. With my high power rounds, I knock you out like a punch.
No time to explain because it really don't matter.
I'm EK Mike C and I will serve you on a platter.
G-Man is rocking on the radio.
G-Man, but other rappers can address me as Lord. The rhyme is my armor, the mic is my sword. In an MC joust, I've never been bested. Cause the rap I'm popping goes uncontested like a lethal weapon. The rap will make set your butt on fire with the heat from the flesh.
So don't you get out of line.
You better stay in your place, cause if you don't, I'm gonna dish your face.
Shubee is rocking on the radio.
Well, I'm MC Shubee, the MC Supreme, be rocking on my
All right, all right, all right, all right. Listening to Unsigned, man. We are listening to the music of the Crash Crew. Shubee in here, Doug Wilson in here. I opened up the lines before for those that want to call in. It's 551-587-1674. Or you can hit us up in the chat room. You can want to ask some questions or anything like that. We do have a caller. We do have a caller right now. Caller, you hear us?
Hello.
Caller.
Yo.
What's up, Boogie? How are you?
Hey, what's going on? GS Table Set of Radios in the building. I'd like to welcome the Crash Crew to the Unsigned show and to the famous artists out there. First of all, I'd like to say, where's G-Man at? Because that's my dude. G-Man, where you at?
G-Man is in D.C. taking care of the press.
Oh, man. Who's it, Shubee?
Shubee, no doubt.
Shubee, I know your voice very well, man. Me being from the Bronx, Creston Avenue, Fordham Road, then I moved to Inglewood, New Jersey.
Same
I
here.
remember, yeah, man, I followed you for a long time. You inspired me to make my records. You know what I'm saying? I understand exactly where you came from. I walked the same streets you walked, but a lot of kids out here don't know that you guys are the cornerstone of hip-hop. And I was just talking to one of my boys the other day when he's listening to Jay-Z's song, when that part came on, Girls, Girls, Girls. That was y'all. And I tried to tell him that. You're the cornerstone of hip-hop. And I appreciate y'all coming on my man's show. And it's just a pleasure talking to y'all, man. I really dig y'all, man. Doug Wilson, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Dougie Doug. Dougie was one of the first cats in Jersey to have your tapes. Remember that, Doug?
Yes, sir. You still owe me money for that.
Oh, man. So what have you guys been up to, man?
Been, working on stuff. Mike C, Reggie Reg does websites a lot. Mike C's a DJ now. He plays in the club in the city. Reggie Reg does the hip hop tours. Reggie Reg does the clubs. We working on stuff. We trying to get the old school back, but it's kind of hard. I mean, when you're African American, people think you're 30 and over, they don't want to come see you. But we should come support each other because this is all we got. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you're saying. But you know what we're gonna do? I tell you what we're gonna do. Since I wouldn't even say that I'm an old school artist because my first record came out in 1986, 1987.
Right. Name the record.
Freddie Krueger.
Yes, sir.
But all of my influence came from you guys. How to practice, how to harmonize. I heard the work in every record that you did, and we need to instill that. Now there are a lot of tours out there that are going on. GS Table Setter Radio are members of the Core DJs, and in fact, I'm in Atlanta right now at the Core DJ Retreat. Okay, with Tony Neal, everybody's going to be there, and the Legends Party is going to be at Club Obsession in Atlanta, Georgia. And I wish you guys could have been there, but we are going to get notice to the Core DJs to reach out to you, Shubee, and we're going to reach through Ron to get you guys on the Legends Tour.
I hope so, because, man, we got a lot to offer, but it's like, people say that once you get past 40, nobody want to give you no work unless you somebody that had a triple platinum, you know what I mean? But you forget the guys that help the guys that get triple platinum ever started. You know what I mean?
Hey, listen. I understand that. Trust me when I tell you. I always tell these cats, man, there's a lot of these cats are walking on bricks that a lot of people have laid before them.
That's right.
Hip hop is over 45 to 50 years old by now.
Yes,
that's right.
You know what I mean? When did y'all make your first record? 78?
First record was 79, High Power Rap.
Wow.
Right, High Power Rap. We are here to tell the world just who we are.
We are.
You know I know it.
Yeah, and
you know I know it.
Yeah, and a lot of cats sampled that record, and you say New York City. Crash Crew had that first song on it that everybody used. But people don't remember that.
Right.
You know what I mean? But we just hoping that cats give us that love, old school going. Just like you said, it's the foundation. You got to remember where you came from before you can get where you're going. And there's a lot of people in the game have forgot. Because once you make a lot of money, you try to move out of the hood. But you can't because you always got to go back and help that next person and educate them right.
Exactly. Let me ask you guys a question. Have you reached out to, have you been speaking to Red Alert?
Yeah.
Anybody in the Zulu Nation?
Yeah. Matter of fact, Zulu anniversary is coming up. It's this weekend
tonight.
now.
The first night is tonight.
Right.
Okay, is that going to be in? That's going to be in Harlem or in Manhattan?
Well, tonight, the first night is at the Gauchos Gym tonight and tomorrow. Saturday night is going to be at the Magic Johnson Theater.
Right, 125th Crash Crew will be there.
Okay, Sunday will be at SOB's. That's the finale. After this interview, I'm on my way to the Gauchos Gym.
Okay, so that's the Hip Hop Culture Center on top of the Magic Johnson's theater,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes,
No
sir.
doubt.
Okay, all right, because my man Curtis, I forgot his last name, but his name is Curtis. He runs the Hip Hop Culture Center, and I believe your picture's up in there because my picture's up in there too. So,
yeah, it's
I've
up
seen,
there.
Yeah, he's a real student of the game. His name is, I forgot his last name, but his first name is Curtis. Real educated brother, knows the history of hip hop. He was in the game a long time ago. But I'd just like to welcome you to the radio station. And I was just telling Ron used to rock with me when I was making records, and I was telling Ron that if it wasn't for you guys, hip hop, it really, I know one thing. I'm going to say this on the air. Sugar Hill would not exist if the Crash Crew didn't come over here. Yeah, I said it. I know the story.
Yeah, true that.
I know the story.
True that. Us and Treacherous 3 and everybody else that we brought from the city with us. Flash and them got here before we did. Grandmaster and the Furious got here. But once they brought us kids out of the projects in Harlem up here, we changed things up and said, well, let's harmonize and let's sing a song.
Hey, but you know what? We can't worry about what has happened. We can only control what's in front of us. And what's in front of the Crash Crew is that they on GS Table Setter Radio with my man Ron Williams and Doug with RedHipHop.com, man. I appreciate you, yo, man. This is a dream come true to talk to y'all, man. You know what? When I was younger, I opened up a show for y'all. I believe it was at St. James Park, 1984. And I'll never forget it. See, you don't even know you're talking to, but you inspired me to make records.
And I appreciate the love.
Good records. And I just want to thank y'all, man, for letting me talk with y'all. Ron, Doug, I want to thank y'all so much, man.
You're doing me proud, man.
Hey, man.
You're
taking care of it on both ends, man.
Oh, man. But what I will do is Table Setter Radio, GS Table Setter Radio is at the Core DJs Retreat. We will be at be talking at the old school panel. Houdini will be there. I believe Marley Marl is coming out. Red Alert will be there, and we gotta get some contact information from you guys so that Ron can call and I can get somebody to talk to you guys about these old school tours because you guys need to be there.
No doubt.
Okay?
That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get there, not only rap, but to educate everybody on how hip hop started, and from the perspective not only from the Bronx but from Harlem and everywhere else that was there, because we did our time and we did a lot of songs and we, went through a lot of pain and suffering, just to make it happen so everybody now can prosper well.
Exactly. You know what? And my whole thing is, did Jay-Z ever reach out to y'all when he took that hook?
Nah, it took the radio station to come after them to let them know that these cats were around, because for them, we'll just take a record, and just use it. It's just the same as Blackstreet rocking on the radio. That came from us,
I know that.
But but people don't know because they said, well, who's Crash Crew? But if they really look into their archives and go to their websites and look it up and listen to some of the songs, they go, man, these cats was good. Back then, we was, 14, 15, 16 years old, busting a rap that led the foundation for the stuff that's happening now. Without cursing.
We're going to make these youngins do their history.
Yeah.
We're going to make them do it.
We just trying to spread love.
Man, well, listen, we're going to straighten it up this weekend, okay? Because I got dinner with Diddy, I think, tomorrow night at his Dirty Money Mixer, and we're going to have to talk about this.
True that.
This is ridiculous.
Yeah, well,
It's ridiculous.
Yo, Bug, hit him over the head with that Red Hip Hop, too, also, man, okay?
Yeah. This is ridiculous. The Crash Crew
do your
getting
job,
scored?
man.
Crazy. Yo, Doug Wilson, you the man, son.
I'm trying to
Doug
be.
Wilson. Dougie, you the man. You know you the man.
Listen.
Doug had your tape when y'all was battling in Harlem World. Dougie,
Hey, stay tuned, baby. I got a surprise for you. Stay tuned.
That's before we made records.
Okay.
I
had to lie and
There was
say
no record.
I had to lie and say I was spending the night at Terry Peterson's house to go to this.
Hey, But listen, man, I appreciate you guys coming to the radio station. Doug is a founding member of the radio station. He know what it is. And Crash Crew, Shubee, man, thank you for letting me talk to you, man. You've been an inspiration to me, and I'm gonna carry this over to this retreat, man. I'm gonna kick in some doors and knock some heads tomorrow
and
night,
brother,
man.
I appreciate the love.
People are gonna understand where this thing came from come tomorrow night. You
Thanks,
heard?
man. Hey, man, I heard and I appreciate the love and keep it up, boss. Thanks.
You got it.
Stay up, Bug.
Uncle Boogie, table set a radio, and I'm out. Baby Chalk, take it from here, baby.
All right, Bug. All right. With that said, man, let's go to another song by the Crash Crew right here. Right here on what's the name of the show? I don't get so much knowledge in my head, I just forgot about it.
I want to overload your circuits.
Ooh, we here to teach.
Unsigned Hype, but this is the special edition right here,
we
man.
here to teach.
Now you heard us before, so hear us again. The crew that was voted most likely to win. Cause down C rocks without a backspin. And our rhymes are so fly, they float on the wind. So come along on a musical trip. And keep in step, be sure you don't slip. Rock to the left and move to the right. And listen to the words we say on the mic. I'm talented, well-rounded. You see, I have a lot of skills that I hit. And when it's time to reveal, it's gonna be a big deal. All those skills, plus sex appeal. My name is Bistro and I like to check. Because I hit 500 when I swing a that big poster boy, top athlete. There's not a challenge in the world that I can't meet.
I'm gonna stick to entertaining cause it's something that I'm gaining. New faces, many places, big bucks for naming. I love a big crowd ever since I was a child. Hip hop and non-stop is what made me go wild. What I bring to my people must be a treat. Day after day, week after week. It's something soft and sweet, it's not nothing to eat. M-E-E-K, Mike C.
Now, girls, scream out like ice cream when the CG man demand their dreams. Handsome face and physique to go with it. One look at me and they're ready to submit it. The G is rough and I got good stuff and it's up to the ladies to call my bluff. In the game of love, I'm like a home run hitter. When it comes to getting women, I'm a real go-getter.
Well, I'm into Shubee, the prince of sound. Cause when I'm on the mic, I make you get down. I'm too hot to try, too cold to freeze. It ain't no girl that I can't please. And when I get on the mic, I start to rap. I'm guaranteed to put the ladies right in my track.
All right, we back. Unsigned Hype. Special edition, man. Vintage, 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 vintage. Crash Crew. Shubee.
No doubt.
Larry Love is on the phone.
Ha ha.
Ah, man.
That's my dude right here.
Right here. Caller. You hear me? Caller, you there?
Can you hear me?
I hear you now. What's up? How do?
Yeah, I'm here.
Who it is, Larry?
Yeah, without question.
Okay.
Yeah, what's up, dog?
What it is, man?
You
I
got
believe I got Shubee on the show. Word up.
Larry, you
Come
got to
on.
turn your speakers down, man. We hear your echo.
You hear your echo.
All right, that's better.
That's better, bro.
Don't sleep on me, Larry.
All right, my bad. Yo, Shubee, that's my word, yo. I remember when I was a little kid, I used to live on Home 48th Street between Amsterdam and Broadway. You know, I was 3 blocks from Broadway International.
No doubt. B-Way.
I was in all the spots. You know, Harlem World, Key Connection, the Rennie, the Audubon. You know, I remember all the spots that y'all played at, man, and it was like brothers like y'all and Flash and the Treacherous Three that, you know, like inspired me to rap, you know what I mean? And I never really got the chance to really get big like I wanted to, but the skills was always there. Doug, and let me tell you that. I was like one of the top MCs in Jersey when I started to hone my craft and I brought it across the water. But, you know, I always said that, you know, a lot of the old school artists, they never really got the props that they deserve. You know, they get recognized to a certain extent, but more often than not, a lot of the real founding fathers of hip-hop, the people that paved the way for the artists that are up and coming today, the artists who have established success today, they really don't go back and pay homage to the ones that paved the way for them. And that really bothers me on that level. You know what I'm saying? It's just like I heard y'all talking about Sugar Hill, and it's funny because I was just out in Jersey like last month to do a show with Chop, you know, because I got an artist that I'm trying to help get himself established. And I stopped by and I saw Doug, and I had asked Doug, well, what happened to Sugar Hill? Did they put the studio back up? And he was like, nah. And I'm like, well, wow, that's crazy because they just totally wiped out a piece of hip-hop history and nobody's doing nothing about it. And it's sad, man. It's sad. But I definitely want to commend y'all brothers, you know what I'm saying, because y'all definitely did your thing. Y'all was an inspiration for all us young, talented people who were trying to aspire to be rappers back then. And, like, I still catch my little flashbacks every now and then. I heard you say something about, you know, how y'all used to just go in the studio or on your way to the studio and, like, y'all would just hear a beat and y'all, you know, start writing. Like, that's how I learned how to write my lyrics. Like, I never could freestyle. I hated freestyling, so everything that I did was written.
Right, but that's how we did it, though. You know, I mean, like me personally, I never wrote a rhyme. It's just that when I heard the beat and I heard the other 4 members of the crew, you know, rhyming, I said, man, let me just put these words to this. I mean, something like what Jay-Z and Biggie do. They never wrote a rhyme, but when they got in the studio, it came to them. You know what I mean? 'Cause it's like the flow that's in your head. Like I can hear now and hear a beat and the flow will come to me. You know what I mean? It's something that you got and you always have it.
Right, absolutely. Like that's how I like started to hone my skills as an artist, you know what I mean? Like I remember the old days when where, you know, MCs battled for respect and it wasn't all of this, you know, like all the violence and stuff like that that's going on in the hip hop game now and stuff. You know, it was like, you know, people had mutual respect for one another as artists. you know, and everybody respected each other. But when it came to the territorial thing, it was like, look, y'all in my spot now, so, you know, y'all got to hold it down. Y'all got to see me. And that's where, that's where I really, really became inspired to rap, because I really enjoyed the battle rapping thing. Like, once I started going to the battles and I started seeing the crews, different crews was battling each other. I remember the DJ battles at T Connection.
Yeah.
You know, I remember all that stuff, like the battles at Harlem World. That's classic stuff that Doug got on his site that people don't know nothing about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I've been like putting stuff on my Facebook page. I've been trying to promote Doug's site, RedHipHop.com.
That's right.
You know, and you know, that's what I feel like, you know, needs to be done, man. Like, everybody needs to reach back and pay homage to the old school artists, because without y'all, there will be no successful artists in the game right now.
Yeah, that is definitely true, because I remember those battles with Busy B, Love Bug Starsky, LL Cool J against Kool Moe Dee in Harlem World. You know, I remember those great battles. And that's what made us good MCs.
All right, Larry, man. We thank you for calling. We're going to continue on with the interview, man.
Yeah, definitely, Chop. You keep your head up, man. Keep doing your thing. Yo, Doug, you keep doing your thing. And yo, Shubee, I hope y'all get the recognition y'all deserve, man, because y'all definitely put the work in and paved the way for the artists coming through today.
Well, with shows like this and the support from people like you, man, I mean, it's probably going to happen, and I definitely appreciate it.
Stay up, Larry.
All right, bro. All right, man. You're listening to Unsigned Hype. I got the legendary Shubee in the house, and Doug Wilson of RareHipHop.com.
Yes, sir.
All right, so you was telling me, Shu, that y'all basically like gave birth to this marquee.
Yeah, back in the days when we were doing the little hip hop parties outside, had the little van, we used to go out to Long Island.
Right.
Wine dance, and we met Biz Markie.
Okay.
He wasn't no MC. He wasn't a beatbox man.
He wasn't a DJ.
He wasn't a DJ. He was just regular person in the crowd that wanted to be down. And we was the type of crew that if you came around us, we gave you love.
Okay.
So he came back to New York with us, back to the city. And then he hung out. And then we would go back over to Long Island with him, and he would get us into the VFWs.
Okay.
Because he had, he knew people that, was running VFW.
Right.
And then we put him on, Mike and Dave, well, really Mike and Dave, because they was running the show.
Right.
And from there, Biz Markie had his shot to come on the stage, because when we would come on,
right,
before we would come on, go ahead.
He would open
do your
up.
thing.
He would open up for y'all.
For a lot of artists.
Wow.
We do the same thing for Dougie Fresh. Same thing for Rob Bass. Before he made It Take Two to Make a Thing Go Right.
Right. Which is still making paper.
Still making paper.
I think he just signed some type of deal for that.
Did he?
Yeah. Where he's getting paper.
Because I remember the label he was on with Kurt and them, who had that label. We was going to join that label, but some things with, Sugar Hill wouldn't let us go.
Wouldn't relinquish
They had us under contract, and they sued us for 15 years.
Wow.
So, it was a lot of legal work when you sign with them and they say you don't fulfill the contract, then they kind of like owe you, own you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's how a lot of artists get caught up.
A lot of artists get caught up.
Wow. Okay, so Doug, I think you said you had a treat for us.
Well, not yet.
Not yet. You want to hold off on that?
We have another story here.
Another story.
This is a part of a RareHipHop.com
So
segment. It's called Street Stories, Hood Stories, excuse me.
Hood Stories.
Right. And I want Shu to elaborate on the EBC Basketball Classic, which is the Rucker League. Before we get into my thing, I want him to explain how that came about.
Okay, it was called the Entertainers Tournament.
The Entertainers Tournament.
Right. Before it got to the Rucker Park,
right,
we played it in Mount Morris Park on 125th Street.
Okay.
Right. It was just the Crash Crew against the Disco 4.
Okay.
Mike and Dave would bring out music.
Mm-hmm.
We would play music, play against each other. Disco 4, seeing that we had a nice squad that played ball pretty well, they went out and got ball players. High school, college kids that was good.
Recruiting.
So it used to bring a lot of people to the park. We used to have something like maybe 400, 500 people come to the park on a Saturday.
Really?
To watch the rappers play.
Mm.
We started it. Greg G from Disco 4 took it up to Rucker Park.
And that's how Rutgers was
That's
born.
how the tournament started.
Wow.
See, Rutgers had their own thing from way back, when Julius Erving and them played.
Right.
But the entertainment tournament where you see
The stars.
all the rap stars
Okay.
with the basketball teams,
Okay.
Crash Crew was one of the originators of it.
So is it safe to say that they intertwined it?
Yeah,
Meaning
it did.
they just brought the rappers to.
Yeah, we would, on a Saturday when we wasn't doing shows or before we did shows,
Right.
you would have your team say, I could play ball better than you. Oh, really?
Right.
Well, let's go to the park and let's find out.
Okay.
So, and in the midst of doing it, we said, well, let's play some music.
Okay.
So then people would hear about it and everybody would come.
Right.
And that's how it birthed. And then from there, other rap groups would come. Fearless 4,
Mm-hmm.
Bronx would bring Flash and would bring their crews down.
Right.
And people from Brooklyn would bring their crews down.
Okay.
And then, say 4 or 5 years later, they took it up to Rucker
Mm.
and made a national event that lasted for going on 30 years now.
Right.
And then when you see Allen Iverson and them played up there, and when you
Mhm.
see Kobe Bryant and played in that tournament,
Right.
Uptown, the Rucker tournament,
Right.
where the music is played, we were the originals, but we didn't get the credit for it. Because we always stayed in the background. We were not publicity hounds.
Right.
See, we would think was, all right, we'll do our little record thing and leave it at that. Greg, I have to give it to him. He was an innovator.
Okay.
He said, let me take this to a bigger
Level.
stage. Yeah,
Right.
that's when they became with N1 this and all of that fed off it.
So the birth of it.
Came from Crash Crew in the
Crew
park,
in the park.
Montmarch Park in Harlem
Mm.
on 125th Street between 5th and Main.
You getting a history lesson tonight, bro.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so
I'm a-
people don't
I'm a
really
student
understand
now.
it, but
I'm a
that's
st-
where it came.
Pay attention.
I'm a student. Oh, I will be replaying this.
Yes,
It's on demand.
because people don't know, this is where it happens. See, if you check the history of it and they go deep into it, not to because there's a lot of people that got books out, and the stories are not accurate. Some of these writers didn't actually live it.
Right.
See, people like me and members of Flash and all kind of like Disco 4,
Right.
and all these groups that was back then, we lived it. We lived the charge where we came outside and they paid us with a tuna fish sandwich, not cash.
Mm. You know what? GS Table Setters Radio, Gyroscope. One of the things we're doing is we're going to start an online magazine. And before you leave, I'm going to get your information. And if you don't mind, we're going to sit and just do an interview with you. And, if you got other members, if they want to be involved too, to just basically tell a story. Because, like you said, a lot of people don't know this. They think that Rutgers just started the way that it did,
Right.
which they did.
Which
they
it
was
did.
they was
It
doing
did.
it, but
Right.
they wasn't doing it on the
Right.
level
And-
that you guys was
Right.
doing
And a
it.
lot of people thought Puffy and them did Harlem World. No, we were one of the originals in Harlem World.
Right.
We were in the building that all the rappers back in the days came and battled each other
So
for supremacy.
they stole things from y'all.
Yeah, just because you said you came from Harlem,
Right.
that doesn't mean you was Harlem World.
Harlem World.
Harlem World was the cast that in that building where we gave flyers out,
Mm-hmm.
and the Bronx would battle Harlem. Harlem would battle Brooklyn. All the DJs and MCs would come and get on stage. Only the best now.
Right.
Because if you wasn't good, you didn't make the stage.
Right.
And we performed, and 1,000, 500 people, because there were lines outside who never got in.
Like
Because
me.
cats from Brooklyn used to come to Harlem because we used to have, they said, intertwined beef.
Right.
Brooklyn didn't like, the Bronx and Harlem, and it was a nice ride to come up there, to actually come to Harlem from
Right.
Brooklyn to hear the rappers, but they did it because they wanted to see the best.
Right.
And that was Harlem World. But then Puffy and them came along, 15, 20 years later and said they was Harlem World, which it wasn't true. I mean, some groups gave us the props like Wu-Tang.
Right.
Wu-Tang said, man, we got everything we did. Our inspiration, Crash Crew.
Right.
Those cats was kids guys we looked up to.
Okay.
Because the people come and say, well, y'all wasn't the original Poison Clan. Yes, we was. Because we went to the movies and saw 5 Deadly Venoms when it originally came out.
That's right.
We didn't see the video. We were there in the movie theater on 42nd Street.
Not on Channel 5.
Not on Channel 5. We were there in the movie theaters. And we saw Centipede and all of these, characters in the 5 Deadly Venoms.
Wow,
and we took that
man.
outside with us and called ourselves the Poison Clan. That's why when you hear high power rap, we go Poison Clan.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Way before Channel 5. What up, RZA?
Yeah. Right here, man. Unsigned. Doug, we going to get into that now, man.
Yes, sir.
All right. Unsigned, Shubee, Doug Wilson. We're going to get into this red hip-hop thing after this one, right?
Put your seatbelts on, audience.
Oh, man. Right
Vintage.
here. Unsigned.
Cause this is the way we rock the mic, right? Cause this is the way we rock the mic. With Mike and Dave and the Crash Crew, with the force of the 4 plus 1 more. We giving you more than what you're bargaining for. We're like a line to a limit to a line down. See if you're ready, cut the record on time.
You move your feet non-stop. Hit the top in the disco heat. MC Reggie Range on the microphone. Got 10 in my voice, I'm a baritone. It's poetry on the wheels of steel. The way down, see,
Cut.
the way he
Deals.
He gotta keep the beat rocking right on time while the force of the rocks is that rhyme. You don't stop, that body rocks. Disco, am I mellow? Oh, what's up? Throw down to the funky sound.
Well, it's Disco Dave, I'm so unique. I take a fine girl right off her feet. Now my rap is smooth and my game is strong, so whip it down with me. You can't go wrong. Now I reached the top and I left the rest. So now I am the very best. Now other DJs make it worth their while to use my rhymes, steal my style. But when I lay my rep right on the line, I win my battles most every time. I got a lot of class, a lot of soul. I got more rounds than Fort Knox got gold. I'm the man of the man that reached my glory. Got fame and fortune for telling stories. I got stories for the rich, stories for the poor, stories for dancers on the disco floor, stories of love and stories of hate, a story for millionaires and men that are great. And check it out, y'all. You don't stop, so do you, man? My mellow, my power. Once you get on the mic and rock a little while.
For all your MCs that wanna be well known, you better start now by right around that home. You better start now 'cause we're out in front. We got your Riley's 24 months. Yes, you gotta have a great personality, a lot of strength and vitality to withstand the pressure that we exert. 'Cause we really don't want you to get hurt. You better study well before you come out, because you're getting ready for a heavyweight bout. You need a DJ like Dow C, who comes to all the records with consistency. You need some MCs like the force of the vibe, who's gonna keep the heart of the crowd alive. Yes, in any battle we do survive. You're gonna need some oxygen to be revived. We qualify to satisfy the young and old. We're worth big bullion and solid gold. Like well-oiled machines with our precise. Like a rattlesnake we have a strike-in device. So you better listen to my advice, and you better think twice before you try to get nice to eat.
Yeah.
My mellow.
Wow.
Or what it looks like, or when you're old.
Hey, take off the shoes and relax your feet. 'Cause I can rock the West, and I can rock the East, and I can rock the East, and I can rock the West. We all rock together 'cause we are the best. I mean, you might see, and I'm Reggie Red, and I'll see because you're on the sharpest edge. We're down for we got a lot of class, and the music a hit so like atomic blast. We're the force of the fire, say we take no drive. We're here to make the crowd come alive. When the sucker ass niggas try to jump our claim, say some get crazy and try to take our fame. But I'm the one and only in history, be the highest degree and the woman's key. Ain't no MC that can rock like me, 'cause Reggie Red shot cry for the young lady. Well, I mean, you might see, fine as could be. Young ladies quit their men just to mess with me. Blind eyes, black hair, you can never compare. I'm walking down the street, but then you stop and stare. You look into my eyes with this Baku glare. We can do a little something, we can both can share. Do you know what he means? I'm like a sex machine. So if you got 19 and you're on the go, somebody say, somebody say, somebody say, ho! And you don't stop that body rock. All you MCs, listen up twice. Ain't nothing but some MC advice. We know who you are, so don't act surprised. So all you're gonna do is apologize. Call us up again and ask for for a battle.
We're gonna run you over like a herd of cattle.
If you think you're gonna get respect like that,
Oh, you're a bunch of little kids that don't know where's it at.
we're just out here to make plenty of cash.
And came before a push fight to your ass.
He's the mighty EK.
And I'm here to stay.
There ain't no MC
That can stand on my way.
that's a fact, y'all.
Stay back, y'all.
Mike C.
Rocks the house and MC Veggie Red to turn it out.
Check it out, I got the antidote to make suckers show.
He's MC Veggie Red and he never jokes.
It's Dow C.
With the force of the five.
And after the battle,
You won't call my side.
your friends will laugh.
Call you a fool.
Trying to stand in the
Way
way
of the mighty crash crew.
Shubee.
Of my mellow.
What it look like?
When you're on the mic,
Tell a sucker MC
don't buy.
You don't stop, bad by the rock, young ladies, rock on. And I'm the L to the A, the S-A-G, to the B-E-E, I'm La Shubee, and I float like a butterfly.
We back. Unsigned. That was actually live, huh? Live.
We were live on stage. Harlem World. That's how we used to go back to back.
So that was Harlem World.
That was Harlem World. We get up on the stage.
Mm-hmm.
We used to do something like our show.
Just going
back, and the DJ used to cut up all the break beats.
All the break
We had
beats.
all the break beats. So we would do routines.
now. The break beats are from R&B records.
R&B,
That was just a little clip.
just
Di-
a clip. Jazz.
Disco,
Right.
jazz, everything.
Right,
a little
because-
clip that the DJ would just cut
Right.
back and forth.
Cut back
No
and
loop.
forth. No loop.
There was no loops. It
They
was
made the loop.
We made the loop by
Right.
cutting it back.
Going-
Back then it wasn't that.
going back
You
and
know,
back.
Matter of fact, we used to use jazz because Breaking Bells was off of Bob James.
Okay.
The jazz,
Right.
you know,
So you had to listen
boom,
to
boom,
your music.
boom, boom, boom. And we took the part that we liked it the best
Uh-huh.
and
And went with it.
went
I just created a whole nother situation.
before James Brown realized they owed him a lot of money. Before, rest in peace, Godfather. Before that,
That's
for
my
everybody,
Godfather.
'cause we took all the beats. Every beat, James
Oh.
Brown was the B-boy.
Yeah.
We was there when they was doing breakdancing, the original Wild Style.
Right.
We didn't make the movie because we had like confrontation with the people that was making it. They didn't want to pay us.
Right.
We didn't do it, so they took the other people.
So they just.
We was there when they Wild Style. When people break dancing. The
Mm.
original break dancers, when they
Right.
was flipping and all that, before
Right.
you saw all of that stuff came, the
Right.
B-boys and all of that,
Right.
we was one of the original.
Right here, man. Unsigned. Unsigned Hype. Ron Williams in here. Crash Crew.
No doubt, lesson to be learned.
Shubee. Doug Wilson, man.
Yes, sir.
Let's let Mr. B rest for a minute because I know he's just full of information and I'm just loving it, man. But as I stated earlier, Doug Wilson and his peoples, which is Scott DePass
Yes, sir.
and Craig Taylor,
Craig, call in, baby.
they started their own site, which is rarehiphop.com. And well, Doug, just start to explain, and we're going to try to get Craig on the phone so he can chime in as well.
Okay, well, first of all, let me commend you on this show here. I mean,
Well, let me commend you, brother, because you are the connection with this, man.
okay, I'm just doing my part, man.
Okay,
It's
so-
something that's in the blood, something that we love to do.
Networking.
Absolutely. You know what I mean? A lot of people talk about doing things and let's do this.
Mm-hmm.
We should do that.
Right.
And you and I think, are the ones that are not talking about it, but being about it. And I just want to say I'm happy to be here and proud of you being 10 years my junior.
Told you I'm the oldest one in here.
and you're willing to allow me to bring folks into your place to actually talk about something that our generation created.
Well, you know what? I look at it like this, man. Like you said, somebody got to do it. It's not being done. This whole generation is just lost with everything, and it's a blessing to me to have 36 years of experience, knowledge, that I'm just blessed.
Right,
Period.
right,
You know,
right,
and
right.
it wouldn't have come to me if we didn't network.
Right.
You know, so that's the whole thing. If I can have somebody just listen to it, one person that knows and get it out there, then I've done my job.
Right.
Period. So we got Craig on the phone. Craig, you there, man?
Yeah, man.
All right, brother. This is another part of the RareHipHop.com family.
What up, Craig?
What's up, baby?
All right, what I want y'all. Go ahead.
Yeah, just peace to Shubee. It's an honor being in your presence, man. That's part of our mission at RareHipHop.com to educate the young and those around the world to the likes of the Crash Crew, the Fearless Four, and those that paved the way for hip hop. And thanks to Doug. I mean, Doug, I went to school with the brother, and he blessed us with so many tracks and just old school stuff. Is unbelievable. That joint y'all just played at Crash Crew is courtesy of Doug.
Right.
And we put something up for the Fearless Four, and they couldn't understand where I got it from. They said, "Where did you get that from?" You know, what I'm saying? That's my man Doug. You know, but what we trying to do, man, we just trying to. Hip hop has grown up. You know, as Shubee can attest to, man. You know, I tell people 90 to 95% of the people we grew up listening to are still in the game. You know, and radio won't play them, and the A&Rs aren't gonna sign them up. So that's what Rare Hip Hop was formed for, so we can give them a platform to sell their music and to be heard. You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what made y'all want to do that? I mean, it's really taking a chance because, like Shu said, this world that we're in now really don't want to hear the classic or the founding fathers, I like to say, of hip hop. So it's a very tough market to sell.
Craig, let me interject here, Craig. All right, Craig and myself, we met in 1983 down at North Carolina Central University.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, me as a freshman, I would come into the dorms and play my tapes and leave my door open.
Okay.
In the dorm.
Right.
So it would blare out down the hallways. Me not knowing who was in the building, few people gravitated to the room. Figured, okay, you from the north.
Right.
So yeah, absolutely. So that's where I knew I had friends amongst me in North Carolina at school, in college, that did what I did.
Okay.
Playing these tapes in the lunchroom in high school. So ever since then, we had been in contact, sharing tapes, just talking about Craig being from Queens and me being from Inglewood. We would tell our own stories about, okay, did you go to this party? Do you have this tape? Do you know this person? Do you know that person? And that's what formed the bridge between our relationship, between hip hop and kung fu movies. Okay, so we've remained close since 1983.
Okay.
So we would talk about this on the regular,
right,
between myself and a few others. And one day on the phone, I think we were talking and said, you know what? Does hip hop have a 401k plan? I'm like, that's a good question. I said, I don't think so. And I'm sure the other genres of music, rock and roll, the blues, reggae, I'm not sure, but this is something that came, like I said earlier, came from our generation that we can claim to say, okay, we were a part of this. What do you want to call it? The mogul or phenomenon, I should say.
Okay.
Okay. For me personally, it started in 1976, around Thanksgiving. So my anniversary of the birth of hip hop is coming up for me personally. Not only the Zulu Nation anniversary, which starts today. It's just ironic that it started around the same time, and I've been hooked ever since. That was Lafayette Projects in the Bronx. We have some family over there, and I'll never forget going down into the basement to a party and hearing my first break beats, Paradise, and like you said earlier, the Bob James, and that was it for me. It changed my life. So ever since then, I've been accustomed to this and raising my kids, Dante and Janae, on this. Okay, we talked earlier about the younger generation not knowing their history. My son is 10, my daughter is 7, and I'm sure they have more knowledge of this than people in the industry right now. So
nice.
That's how I'm doing my part.
Okay, so when the people go to rarehiphop.com, what are they going to see? Meaning, what's going to be available to them?
Well, yeah, okay. Well, first off, let me add on to what Doug was saying. You said earlier, you asked earlier why to get started. For a number of reasons, I can go on all night about why we got this started, but couple of reasons why. One, the old adage, hip hop is for young cats. That was true back in the '80s when all the founders and pioneers such as Shubee and them were young, But now, we're grown up now, you know what I'm saying? And like I said before, 90 to 95% of the cats are still in the game. Nobody has gotten out of it.
Right.
Everybody still loves it. You know what I'm saying? So that adage is a wash now. You know what I'm saying? So I want to get rid of that.
Okay.
And like Doug was saying, I compare it to rock and roll. Rock and rollers, man. If you ask a young rock and roller, their top 5, rock and rollers, like a 16-year-old rock and roller, their top 5, they was trained to put an old school group in their top 5. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Hip hoppers aren't trained to do that. You know what I'm saying? The young cats now, the great Charlie Chase and Grandmaster Caz are spokespeople and part owners of RareHipHop.com. You talk to like a 16-year-old about the Cold Crush, and they look at you like you're crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But rock and rollers, they're gonna put the Who, the Rolling Stones, et cetera, in their top 5 because they was taught to do that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The Rolling Stones, they go on tour now around the world, and they put an album now, they go platinum automatically because of who they are.
They sell out.
I'm not mad at that. You know what I'm saying? Rock and roll, hip hoppers can't do that, man. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, what we are, man, what RareHipHop.com is an online digital distribution service. You know what I'm saying? It's like iTunes. It just provides the same service, but we're strictly hip-hop.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And in time, we haven't even gotten started yet. Right now, we're just recruiting artists. We're trying to lay down a foundation. We're trying to create a home for the vets, such as the Crash Crew. And in time, we want to be like the hip hop iTunes. You know what I'm saying? That's our goal.
Okay. Nice.
Also, I'm sorry. Also, with the unsigned artists, as your show is, a man Twan Don, Danger, what up, DJ Steve-O, just to name a few that have committed to our mission. So I want to commend them first and foremost to and believing in what we're trying to do. And actually,
I mentioned Donald D. He's on there. Donald D. Digital Underground. We got quite a few cats on there.
Right. Some of your peoples too, also, Shu, Reggie Reg and Mike C.
No doubt.
Okay.
Yep.
So it's a slow walk. It's slow motion, but there is light at the end of the tunnel.
Yes, it is.
Okay. So is the site up now so we can see something, or?
Yeah, it's up. It's definitely up. Like we said, right now we're just in an artist recruitment stage, and hopefully at the end of the month we're gonna make it official and launch to the world. But it's definitely up. Anybody can come. They can purchase music, sign up as a member. Artists can sign up for free, and they get 30 tracks. Our mission is not to rob the artists, but we know. We can attest to the fact that artists, cats been getting robbed over all these years, man. And that's not our goal. We're not trying to make money off the artists. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We want artists to get on and eat. Everybody should eat off of RareHipHop.com. That's our mission also.
Okay. So they could just log on to the site, and all that information is on there for them.
It's trying to make it as simple as possible. Like I said, all artists can sign up for free, and they get 30 tracks. There's no catches. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's another site for them to promote their stuff and to make money.
Now, when you
that's
when you say 30 tracks, that means 30 of their tracks that they could put on there
for free.
For free.
For free.
Oh wow. Okay.
I mean, yeah, there's membership packages. We have membership packages that can pay for to purchase more tracks.
Right.
But if they don't have the money, if they just starving artists like there are many out there,
okay,
they can get 30 tracks for free. No catches. No
really?
catches at all.
Wow. Okay. Okay. That's good to know, man. Cause I come across a lot of artists, because I do a show unsigned, and a lot of them is trying to get out there, man. So I definitely will. Actually, what I do, I get some more business cards from Doug, and when they come down here, I would give it to him personally, and tell him to look y'all up, because that's big.
Yeah, there's no catches. Like I said, get 30 tracks, man, for free. No catches.
Nice.
Let me interrupt. I will be remiss in not mentioning Scott DePass, which is the other third of our venture.
Scott.
Here. Yes. What up, Scott?
That's our CMO. That's our CMO.
All right, man. So definitely, y'all a friend to the room. Doug is always, calling me up with something. Like he brought this surprise to me tonight, which is beautiful. If anything we can help with y'all, want to get something out, let me know. It'll get across the airwaves on my shows and everything. Just let me know, man. Let me know when the launch date. GS Table Setters Radio will be there to represent. If you need DJs or whatever, parties or whatever, we got you. Whole roster. Everything.
Let me mention also, as far as this is not just for MCs. This is for poets. This is for DJs especially, and hood stories. We have a thing called hood stories. If you have a story to tell, just like Shubee just running down a bunch of stories, feel free to log on and just join up and share your experiences, because that's all it is, man. We sitting back building, and if you have something to say, you can. This is another avenue for you to say it.
Right. And Doug, let me add on. If what I said, we haven't even gotten started yet. We're just adding on, and you just added that track you played earlier for the Crash Crew. What was that, Harlem World, Doug?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and we got PS4. We got Cold Crush, all live shows back in the 70s and 80s. But we want people to go on to it and hear these live shows, so they can see where the cats of the 80s and 90s got their stuff from. Because I was listening to the thing Doug sent me from Treacherous Street, their live show. That was Run DMC. Run DMC got their show from Treacherous Street, man. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know that till like yesterday, and I'm a hip hop head. So cats need to hear the Crash Crew Fitters for, Master Don and see where Jay-Z, DMC, all these cats got their stuff from, because that's where they got it from. They admit it too. Big Daddy, all of them. They said they know where they got it from. You know what I'm saying? So the world needs to be educated, man.
Each one teach one, dude.
Nice, man. Nice. All right, Craig, man. Good speaking to you. We're going to definitely speak more, man. You're a friend to the room now.
Man.
Red Hip Hop. I will be pushing it. I'm going to get some stuff. I'm going to put it on all my sites, Facebook, the website, the podcast page, all that stuff, man. All right?
All right. Appreciate it, man.
All right, now.
Stay out, Craig.
Doug, I'm out.
All right. Peace, brother.
Right here on Unsigned, man. That was Craig, Doug, Rare Hip Hop. Y'all heard it first. For all the artists out there, man, 30 tracks free. 30, man.
Can't beat that.
3-0.
You cannot beat that. Poets, everything, man. Authors, I guess. Anybody, huh? Yeah, DJs.
Any and everybody.
Wow.
If you're a part of this culture, you love this culture, it's for you.
Big, man. Big. Doug, you got something else special for us there, man?
We just gonna mellow out real quick, man. I got my iPod in my hand.
Hey, man.
And you just trust me. You just roll with it.
Hey, man. Hey, look.
What up, Mike?
I got many hats out here.
Big
back
Jeff.
here.
DJ Lord.
Hey, man. All right. Unsigned, man. Let's get into this next track. Unsigned Hype Brown Williams. We in here.
Clap your hands now, people, clap your hands.
All right, y'all. All right, y'all. Classic break beat right there. Classic break beat. I think we got Shoe in the mode. I think Shoe, you in the mode, man.
Man, they got it flowing in
Huh?
there. Flowing in there.
You wanna spit something? Huh? I'm gonna put you on the spot now. Doug ain't tell you.
Oh yeah.
Doug ain't tell you.
That's what it's all about. And I got something laced unless you got something better.
Now, what I'm gonna do, if you want to do it, I'm gonna get up from this seat that I'm in, and I'm gonna go to these units now, and I got the break beats, and I do it live, but you spit.
Keep it basic.
No loop, no nothing. Just if you want to do it now, I know I'll put you on the spot, but
you put me on the spot here.
That's what it is, bro.
Taking me back here.
That's what it is. Take your vest off.
Unless you know.
Got me in the lab now.
Hey, man. It's all good. It's all good. You're listening to Unsigned, man. Unsigned. Hype. Ron Williams. Down here with Shubee.
I got something to put them in the mood.
Crash Crew. What you got, Doug? Now we're going to just freestyle with this. Because it's just so much knowledge that just came in within this 2 hours. We got like, what, maybe 20 more minutes.
Oh, we got plenty of time.
Till the show is over.
I might rhyme.
You might rhyme?
You may rhyme. Huh?
If this don't get you in the mood, baby, nothing will.
This was hot. I used to like this back in the day too.
Come on, man.
Our DJ used to just keep us flowing.
Uh-huh. Take you back there, huh?
It takes me back. It takes me to the flow where we just
let them marinate for a minute.
I'm gonna let them marinate.
Me and you could talk.
All right, Doug. So with this red hip hop thing, let's speak a little bit more on that. Wow, shoot gets in his vibe. I see he moving there now.
I told you.
Went to the side.
It does that.
Talk to me, baby.
All right, man. So just really just give out the information where they could check y'all out at, if they want to email you or get in contact with you guys.
Okay, well, it's www.rarehip.com. That's basically, you'll get the home page, and you can navigate from there.
Okay.
It's no tricks, real basic, real simple. It's all laid out there for you, and just enjoy it. Just get into it and just play around with it. You'll see a few things on there as far as like Craig mentioned earlier, Grandmaster Cash and DJ Charlie Chase. You'll probably see a few icons with their name or picture on it. Click on, and you'll be able to pull something up that you want. We also have a search tab that you could go on. Just type in anything that you want. Like I said, the site is not officially up yet. It will be up towards the end of this month, where we'll have a lot of things loaded up. We're trying to recruit the legends so we can fill the site up with treats.
No doubt.
Now, in the chat room, Steve O asks, is there going to be a reunion of the members of the Crash Crew?
What up, Steve?
Yeah, we working on that now. We had our last reunion, I think we do it like, I think every 10 years.
Every 10 years.
So we got another one coming up where we're going to get all the members, G-Man, Barry Bistro, they work, in D.C.
Right.
With the, taking care of the president.
Okay.
So we get everybody together, and we usually have our reunion.
Okay.
And we're going to do another one. Mike C usually find the venue, and we all get together, and we just rip it for old time's sake.
Nice.
And we working on material too, because we don't want people to totally forget about the old school.
Okay.
So we trying to put some new material out there with an old flavor twist to it.
Okay.
You know, not going too far back, but
Right.
just enough where you can hum along, you can sing a song, and you
Okay.
can brag to your friends, you know, that them kids still is on. So,
Okay.
you know, that type of movement. Because there's people, you know, I got to go for the, you know, 30 and over crowd
Right.
because that's where I'm at. I mean, it's for everybody. But the 30 and over crowd, that they don't have that music to go back to.
Right.
You know what I mean? I have nothing against, you know, Soldier Boy and any of the rappers that are out now.
Mm-hmm.
But there's people that's our age sitting at home waiting to a VFW party come around where we can hear the old school.
Right.
Or we have to go down to a club to hear old school, but we don't hear those rappers giving us some new music.
Okay.
You know, just like the brother said earlier, you know, we got to have that music from the old school so we all can go down and buy tickets, go to concerts, downstream the music,
Right.
and listen to it. Because, you know, you sing, I sing, we all sing. We all should be having fun. There's no need for everybody to grow old and be forgotten. You know what I mean? We all young from now until we're 110.
I hear you. I hear you. All right, man. You're listening to Unsigned. Unsigned Hype with Ron Williams. Shubee down here.
No
Crash.
doubt.
Crash Crew.
Feeling the love too, man. I appreciate
Hey,
it.
man. I appreciate you even coming, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it is my football night.
That's right. Football started on Thursday nights.
Yeah, the Ravens is playing
Ray Lewis, huh?
the Falcons now. You know, but all the love from my man here, no problem at all, you know.
Okay.
Plus,
okay.
I'm from Inglewood now, you know, so, you know, I've been here for like almost 18 years now, so we like family.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So, oh, man. Let's really, can we get into it?
Keep it simple.
Can we keep it simple?
We can keep it simple. Whatever you want to do.
What's up, party people, and how have you been? Well, I'm MC Shubee, and I'm back again. I'm the Boogie King, just doing my thing. And when I'm about to fly around, you will see what I mean. Make it hum along, make it sing a song, make it brag to your friends that I am on. I'm like going Jen, I'm 100 proof. Yeah, I meet a fly girl, I never cut her loose. I'm like Tropicana, now you know the truth. And I'm the only MC with all the juice. Let's rock, y'all. You don't stop, y'all. And I'm the L to the A, the S-H-U. And I'm the B-E-E, I'm like Shubee. Yeah, I float like a butter, sting like a bee. Yeah, you never nerve rapper, just like me. Keep rocking, y'all. Oh, yeah, this is how we do it, and this is how we used to flow it. And when we come back, we're going to be hitting y'all with stuff that new and old, and keep on going, you know, because this is how rap used to go. To the beat, y'all. Rock, y'all. We grow, dop, keep on. We go hip, hop, the hip, hip, hop, but don't stop. You say you are what you are what you be. All the other MCs want to be like me. I got a reputation for being the best. I got the fly girl screaming for my address. Shubee is in the house. Shubee, rockin' Inglewood with no doubt. Oh, yeah,
right,
that's
all
how
right.
we do it, baby.
Real simple.
All right. Shubee still
yeah,
throwing
on-
it down
on Thursday
36 years later,
Woo,
man.
woo. Sometimes you got to go knock off some of that dust to get the flow going.
There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that, man. But it's man, it's been a pleasure.
Man, the pleasure's all
It's-
mine
it's-
being here, man. You know, and we need more people like you here, so people can understand, you know, where the game came from
Right.
and where it's going, and to make sure the opportunities out there for everybody. You know what I mean? Because the door is open,
Right.
and we have to keep it open. Because I don't want to hear somebody tell me like 20 years later, you know, rap is gone.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So, because when I came up, it came from underground. So it went from underground to above the ground.
Right.
You know, we went from somebody giving you $1,000 a show, and now you get 100 G's.
Yeah.
You know, so it's there.
It's there. Doug, I'm
Yes,
just
sir.
sitting here thinking that I'm gonna claim it where, let's say, rarehiphop.com, the GS Table Setters Radio, get together and throw a joint.
Hey, if you're willing to spend on a tight budget,
We got to build up, but
okay.
that's one of the things that must be done.
Okay.
It has to be
well,
done.
You know,
Talk to these sponsors out here and all this stuff. It has to be done. Because, I mean, just from sitting here talking and my mind is still churning on how a lot of these cats now that we know hasn't really even gave the proper due respect to gentlemen like Shu and the rest of them, and want to come out as if they made it up.
Right.
Oh, we did this. No. But really want to be hush hush or quiet and not spit it out there or say it that, yo, we got this from here.
Right.
I mean, if you're going to be a man about it, me personally, if you're going to be a man about it, then shout it. Yo, this is where it came from.
Well, you know what? It's up to us to educate who is not educated.
I mean, it's up to us, but I'm not going to take away the responsibility of the people that's on a higher platform than us.
This is true, but
now,
we can't leave it up to them, obviously.
No, we can't. We can't. But me personally, I'm not going to sit back and not say nothing about it either.
Right.
And that's the love that we need, because people are sitting back when they have these hip hop award shows.
Right.
Never even mention the people that started. There wouldn't be
the hip hop
Ice-T, Ice Cube, and all these people on
Big
hip
up
hop
to
honors.
Ice-T.
And those are my man, because they told me, they said, yo, shoot, man, without y'all, we wouldn't have been here.
Right.
But when it come time, for the big execs to do the show, they said, nah, them guys were way back. We can't bring them out here. You need to bring out the pioneers, just like baseball do the old timers.
Right.
Give them the respect, because you wouldn't have been there. It
Now,
wouldn't have happened.
My thing is, even if they're being honored, why not say that I could bring them out? You understand? It doesn't have to be on no big scale. Only thing I'm just saying is just have them come out. Right here, unsigned.
Meet me in
All right, we back, man. Time flies when you're being educated. Time flies when you're being educated, man. Once again, want to thank Shubee for coming out, man.
No doubt.
On a football night.
No doubt. But always here to give the love.
Educating me, man. Educating me seriously.
We got stories to tell.
Listen, this show was going to be on demand. It's actually, once we go off live, it's going to be in the library. So I'm going to put it on my Facebook for all of those that don't have the Facebook link. It's DJ Baby Chalk / Facebook.com. DJ Baby Chalk. It will be up there. Tell your friends you can share it. Very interesting, very educational interview that I was blessed to be able to do today. It's also on a live stream if you want to come directly to live stream. It will be on demand once we are not on live. You can always go and click on it and see it anytime that you want to. I'm also going to basically put it on my podcast page. Going to record it again. Just the video. The audio of it, and I'm going to upload it to my podcast page, so it could get to other parts of the world. Not just, we're worldwide because we're on the internet, but any way we could get this out, it's going to be. Also look for that rarehiphop.com information that's going to be on my podcast page too, my Facebook page too. Once again, Doug, big up, much respect, man.
Anytime.
Crush Crew, man. Hey, what can I say? I was a baby when y'all was doing your thing, and here I'm blessed to be interviewing, just a portion of it.
Crash Crew.
No doubt.
Once again, like I said, I'm going to extend the invitation again for G Scope the magazine once we get that up and running, which it should be next year, which we right around the corner from it. But definitely we're gonna come in and want y'all to do an interview so we could get that out.
No doubt.
Definitely, because this needs to be out, man. And I thank you.
That's a lot we got to give.
Anything y'all got to say before we roll up out of here?
Well, once again, just look out for rarehiphop.com at the end of the month. www.rarehiphop.com, excuse me. My man Craig Taylor, Scott DePass, and myself, Doug Wilson. It is our duty to bring this to the masses. It's long overdue. It's free. It's a part of us. And this is ours. We could totally claim this. Our generation can claim this. When we were born, rock and roll already existed.
No doubt.
The blues already existed. Hip-hop did not exist. It came about when we were on this earth. So this is us.
Nice.
Yes, it is.
All right, man. Until the next time, until I come back with some new unsigned artists, I'm just going to say just have a good night, man. You was blessed with a lot of information tonight. All right? Check it out. Let a friend know. The GS Table Setters radio movement is in there. Once again, big up. I forgot. Let me shout out Boogie again down in Atlanta for the Cause DJ situation. Hopefully we're going to have footage. Well, I know we're going to have footage from that as well. So just be looking out, man. This is the movement, all right? Ron Williams signing off.